Alright, what's going on, everyone? My name is Monty, Lokesh, Kataria for UrbanNation.com. I have with my man right here, very talented, already up and coming man, Mandeep Sethi from the West Coast. How you doing, bro?
Good, man. How you doing, brother?
Punjabi all the way, man. How you doing? So, everybody, I actually checked all his stuff out, and he's an awesome rapper, extremely talented. He's doing big things, and personally, for the South Asian community, he's doing a great job. So, Mandeep, tell me how hip-hop came to your life. I mean, when you see Indian people, doctor, engineer, so how did you come out to the Punjabi hip hop industry?
I think that my beginning was started with kirtan, tabla, and harmonium, and that was like my beginning of it, looking back. Like that was hip hop, you know what I mean? It was drums, melody, and message, and the music, and it was just music, and that was my whole introduction to music and kind of that culture. And then I transitioned from playing trumpet and bass guitar to writing poetry. And then I had an English teacher, and she asked me to write a song. She knew I wrote poetry, and so it was really actually an English teacher who made me, challenged me to write a hip hop song. And then I worked with a boy, Philip, who I rapped with at the time, Blind Prophets, and that's how it all started. And it was something going down in Koreatown, LA, you know what I mean?
Awesome, man. So you started off from pretty much poetry, and you still play musical instruments?
No, I mean, I work with production a lot. I co-produce some stuff with people, and as well as work on my own stuff. But as far as musical instruments, just been working on my vocals.
Okay, that's awesome, man. So, quick thing, I've heard about this whole Universal Zulu thing going on. You want to talk a little about that?
Yeah, peace of Amin Rav Hip Hop Africa Bambaataa. We're right here in the home of hip hop, the birthplace of hip hop, the Mecca, New York City. You know what I mean? So, so all respect to the originators and pioneers of this culture. Universal Zulu Nation began with Africa Bambaataa, working to increase the peace in the streets. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean, we're rhyming, but we're just. Got the doggy, but to increase the peace in the streets, and basically he was using hip hop and music to unify the gangs and dead the whole youth violence culture. And so my involvement came on the West Coast, All Tribes San Francisco chapter, DJ Del Rocks, you know what I mean, holding me down. And so the whole point of Zulu is to always be a student, just like you're Sikh, you're a Punjabi student, and the whole point is to represent the culture to the fullest. 5 elements: the MCs, DJs, b-boys, graffiti writers, and knowledge.
Awesome, man. Yeah, see, I've heard your raps, and it's usually away from that whole sex, drugs, and violence thing. That's what I like. So you bring out the human element in it, that educational aspect. And why do you exactly do that? Why don't you just become famous overnight and just talk about, girls, drugs, having a lot of sex? Why go through that human nature? Where did that come out of?
I mean, the most natural thing to me is to talk about what I talk about. You know what I mean? These things, the culture, the community, the people, and also me as a person, my struggles. And it's not natural to me to talk about things that are popular in the mainstream level, which are sex, drugs, rock and roll. And not saying that I'm against or for anybody's choice. Everybody can have their own choice. But me personally, I try to live my life in a way where I have a responsibility to my community, to my family, and to myself. And if I'm gonna put, those kinds of lyrics out there, am I really living that lifestyle? No, someone who's living that lifestyle and that's what they're about, that's what they're gonna rap about. Or if they want to fake it, they're gonna fake it. You know what I mean?
Rather be real than fake, right?
Yeah, well, rather be real to who I am. For some people, that is really their lifestyle. You know what I mean? And that's up to them to choose that. But for me, I'm not for that. You know what I mean? I think that the woman is sacred. You know what I mean? We all come from the woman, and I think that part of Sikh culture is also to represent for the females and to have that equality. And I think that all peoples are created equal. So why would I, go into breaking anything down about one type of gender? And then also sex and drugs and rock and roll. I mean, I'm down with rock and roll, you know what I mean? I'm down with rock and roll, but drugs and stuff like that, I can't support that kind of stuff, you know what I mean?
That's actually very impressive. And being of you, you're actually, how old are you right now?
23.
You're 23 years old, man. That's, people over there should be listening. At 23, Mandeep Sethi is talking about all this. Everybody should take a lesson from that. Talk about family. See, I see you have a lot of respect for family on that. So how do your parents take on you, spitting some lines on the mic? How do they take on that?
At first, it wasn't easy. It was not easy. It was a huge struggle, big fight. You know what I mean? Doctor, lawyer, engineer. My dad's a pharmacist. My mom's a nurse. You know what I mean? So respect to them and everything, all the hard work they did to be able to put me in a position to be able to do this. That's the way I look at it. You know what I mean? My parents worked hard so that I'm able to do what I have a passion for. And because they worked hard as a pharmacist, as a nurse, I can work hard as a musician, performer, educator, whatever I like. You know what I mean? And I think that that's all respect due to them. So, but as far as accepting it, it's been a struggle. You know what I mean? My dad's still trying to get me to get my MBA. You know what I mean? With a pops. My mom's still trying to get me to get my law degree. So I mean, I feel like I'm gonna work with them in the future to like, you know what I mean, get a kind of lifestyle that they're cool with. But at the same time, like I have to give respect to like what I'm passionate about.
So just to make sure you're still in school. This is not exactly the only thing what you're doing. You're still in school, making them happy.
I graduated, so I got a bachelor's degree, and thank you. I got a bachelor's degree in congratulations for Indian. That's like what? We can congratulate him for a bachelor's degree.
Man, at least you're doing something. I know bachelors out of New York City who don't even do anything, man. So congratulations for that.
Hey, thanks, bro. But bachelor's in radio and TV.
Okay.
And yeah, hopefully in the future, you know, what I mean, further my education in something that I'm gonna find out where exactly it's gonna be.
Your parents actually should be proud of you, man, because I know you've been on MTV Coke Studio, which is actually extremely popular.
They're proud.
You shared stage with Garsh Kale. Performers include Atif Aslam over there. Kailash Kher was there. So it's a huge thing that you've done. And if your parents are listening right now, he's doing big things, and you gotta, you know, God bless him.
Yeah,
so tell me your experience being on MTV Coke Studio back home in India and representing the US over there.
It was a beautiful experience. Big love to my brother Karsh Kale, also to Brooklyn Shanti from Brooklyn, who was a part of making me get out there, and of course the Karsh Kale Collective and all the beautiful musicians. I think the experience was amazing, and it was important because it was the first time I think at that level hip hop was represented, and it was dope that I was able to do it because I have a connection to the birthplace also, and the West Coast, which is another birthplace of certain elements, you know. So I think that to be able to do that, it was beautiful, and to be able to, I also rapped in Hindi too, you know what I mean, and like trying to show Indian folks that I'm making an effort to rap in my own language, Hindi, Punjabi, you know what I mean. And I think that bridging those worlds for me was a dream come true, and it was an opening of a door that's like forever gonna keep going. You know what I mean? Hip hop, India, Punjab, and California, and the U.S. You know what I mean?
When you said you rap in Hindi, Punjabi, and English, so throw me some lines, man. Let's do this. Yeah.
किस्मत से मिलके आसमान मेरा जमीन जो हो गया सो हो गया सी गबरू शकीन. A new day is here, time to formulate the team. Me and Monty, you know we ain't trying to get the cream, but actually kind of need it. We be freestyling live. UrbanAsian.com, you do it to survive. Everywhere that I go, I start to bust the flow. They say it's so. They don't know that I'm pro-fo. Catch me on MTV Coke Studio. MTV Coke Studio. Sometimes mess the flow. It's all good. We still go.
Hey.
Shout out to my man Monty. He's like, yo, homie, time.
Big up. Oh shit. Well, man, once again, my name is Monty. This is Mandeep Sethi from the West Coast of New York City for UrbanAsian.com.